Welcome, radiant souls of Leo. Whether you've just stumbled into this little digital den of magic or you've been roaring with us for moons already, I'm thrilled you're here. This is Golden Fortune Leo, your go-to channel for heart-centered insight, cosmic clarity, and let's be honest, the occasional dramatic plot twist only a Leo would truly appreciate. Now, as someone who's spent over 20 years studying astrology, personality psychology, and weaving in a little Buddhist wisdom for balance, I can say this with certainty: this moment we are entering, it's not just important, it's a cosmic big deal. We're approaching a celestial threshold as June 21st brings the solstice, and with it, a massive energetic checkpoint. Then comes June 22nd, when Venus cozies up with the moon at dawn. And no, that's not just some poetic sky date, it's a divine alignment that says, hey Leo, are you ready to rise, or are you going to hit snooze on your destiny again? Spoiler alert, if you're here, you're not just another zodiac sign in the crowd, you're one of the chosen ones. And yes, the year of triumph 2025 has your name written all over it in bold, sparkling letters. Now, let's talk love, because Spirit came through with a message that hits the Leo heart right in its golden core. Love has no limits for you. That's not wishful thinking, that's your birthright. And your ancestors? Oh, they're loud and proud this week, dropping signs like the number 39 and, oddly enough, a very chatty Chihuahua. Don't laugh. Even that high-pitched bark might be delivering sacred wisdom. Take it as a reminder, you are seen, heard, and unconditionally loved. So say the affirmation out loud: I am loved unconditionally. Say it like you mean it. Preferably in front of a mirror, with hair flip included. Because this isn't just self-care, it's Leo soul alchemy. Let's get something straight, Leo. When the Emperor, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords show up together in a reading, we're not talking about casual cosmic vibes. This is what I like to call a power alignment, and it's basically the universe handing you a crown, a checkbook, and a strategy map and whispering, well, are you ready to rule or what? As someone who's spent over 2 decades decoding star charts, behavioral patterns, and the psychology of every zodiac sign from Aries to Pisces, and yes, I've seen a lot, I can confidently say, this trio doesn't mess around. Let's start with the Emperor. This isn't just some stiff in a fancy chair, this is your inner authority showing up, demanding you stop giving away your power to everyone and their opinionated mother. The Emperor is the ultimate CEO energy, reminding you that leadership isn't about bossing people around, it's about being so in tune with your purpose that others naturally want to follow. It's time to reclaim your throne, Leo. And I don't mean metaphorically. I mean clear your desk, stop doubting yourself, and get back to running the empire of your life like the fierce fire sign you are. Now enter the Queen of Pentacles, aka your cosmic accountant and wellness coach rolled into one elegant archetype. She's telling you to get practical. Ground yourself. Hydrate. Pay attention to your finances. Cook a real meal instead of living off iced coffee and vibes. She reminds you that true abundance comes when your outer world reflects your inner harmony. And if you've been spending like the Zodiac's royalty but budgeting like a Libra on vacation, well, the Queen is here to restore balance and remind you that being wealthy starts with being well. And then there's the Ace of Swords. Oh, this one cuts through the fog. That brilliant idea you've had swirling in your head since Mercury retrograde last fall? Yeah, it's time. Enough thinking about it, journaling about it, or dropping vague Instagram captions. This card says take the idea, sharpen it like a blade, and swing it into action. Start the project. Make the call. Hit send on that email. It's your time to activate the vision, no more sitting in the audience. You're the main act. Together, these 3 cards scream level up, and that's no coincidence during the year of triumph 2025. So don't just dream it, Leo, document it. Write down the vision, plan the steps, and declare it out loud, with dramatic flair, of course. You weren't made to tiptoe. You were made to roar. But here's the twist, with all this incoming power, you're also about to face a few tests. You might notice people trying your patience, pushing your buttons, or texting UK, with no context, a true crime, let's be honest. This is the part I call the balancing act, and it's crucial. How you respond determines the strength of your throne. You can't control other people's drama, but you can control whether you RSVP to it. Think of it like this, your emotions are your thermostat. Are you heating up over every minor irritation? Or are you keeping your cool like the dignified lion you are? The Buddha taught us that reacting is easy, it's responding with clarity that requires strength. And that, dear Leo, is real royalty. So take a breath, pause, and choose your energy wisely. Just because you can roar doesn't mean you have to. Now, speaking of balance and brilliance, let's talk about one of Leo's secret weapons, routine. Yes, I know you're the freedom-loving fire sign, born to chase passion and bask in applause. But Spirit has a message for you, structure isn't a prison. It's a portal. Establishing a consistent routine won't dull your shine, it will amplify it. Because when your mind knows what's coming, your creativity is free to dance. Waking up at 5:30 a.m. doesn't mean you've become a corporate zombie. It means you've become unstoppable. Even Beyoncé swears by her morning ritual, and if it's good enough for Queen Bee, it's good enough for you. Whether it's meditation, journaling, a daily walk, or affirming your magnificence in the mirror, preferably with a hair flip, your soul is asking for rhythm. Not rigidity, rhythm. Flow. Intention. So let's recap, Leo. The cosmos is handing you the blueprint. The Emperor gives you authority. The Queen brings you balance and abundance. The Ace gives you the spark. The only thing missing is your choice to act. And when you do, let's just say the year of triumph 2025 won't know what hit it. If there's one thing I've learned in all my years studying astrology, human behavior, and the sacred psychology behind each zodiac sign, it's this: Leo isn't just a sign, it's a statement. And right now, Leo, the universe is calling you to return to something sacred. No, not your 2016 gym routine or that green juice phase you tried once, something deeper. This is about realigning with your own inner rhythm. You once had a flow, a system, a morning ritual that helped you rise like the sun you're ruled by. Maybe it was journaling at dawn, dancing in your kitchen, or sipping tea in silence before the chaos began. Whatever it was, it helped you feel whole, and it's time to bring that back. But here's the catch, it doesn't have to look the same. You're not the same Leo you were last year, let alone 5 years ago. Maybe your meditation now comes between school drop-off and client calls. Maybe your yoga mat is gathering more dust than intention. That's okay. What matters is that you reconnect not to the old version of yourself, but to the present one. This is about creating a rhythm that suits who you are now, not who you used to be. The keyword isn't repeat. It's realign. So if you're feeling like everything's falling apart, let me gently remind you you're not breaking down. You're recalibrating. This is your chosen one check-in. Spiritual upgrades can feel messy, but trust me, this isn't your downfall. It's your cosmic reboot. Now, let's talk about boundaries and barking dogs. Because Spirit has a sense of humor, and sometimes your deepest lessons show up in unexpected packages like, say, a Chihuahua that won't shut up at 6 a.m. Think of it not as a nuisance, but as divine confirmation that you're being called to set clearer boundaries. Whether it's that friend who texts only when they need something, or your own tendency to overextend, the lesson is the same: if it drains your energy, it doesn't deserve unlimited access. And don't be surprised if a mentor suddenly appears, a real one, not your YouTube yoga teacher who ghosted the algorithm months ago. Someone wise is coming into your orbit. It might be a formal coach, an old soul and a new friend, or even a stranger who drops one sentence that hits your spirit like a gong. Spirit speaks through many voices, some loud and obvious, others subtle and surprising. Your job is to listen. Here's something else I've seen time and again: when Leos face mountains, they don't run. They climb. You're wired for growth. So if you're facing an obstacle right now, don't curse it, thank it. Mountains aren't roadblocks, they're invitations to rise. You've scaled worse, and you'll do it again. With flair. And speaking of rising, we need to talk about that one idea you keep tossing around like a ball of yarn. You know the one. The book, the business, the project, the pitch, that brilliant spark you've been nurturing quietly in your mind. Well, it's time. The Ace of Swords has entered the chat. And she's not subtle. This is the card that says, enough daydreaming, let's execute. Action is the bridge between inspiration and manifestation. You don't need to know every step, just take the first one. You're not waiting on the universe. The universe is waiting on you. Use your voice. Speak your truth. Whether it's a heartfelt email, a bold proposal, or a long overdue no, your words have power. Fire power. And when channeled with clarity, they don't burn, they illuminate. Now, as the summer solstice arrives, bringing the longest day and the most light, get ready for a surge of spiritual electricity. Downloads, synchronicities, gut feelings, dreams that feel too real to ignore, they're coming. But here's your reminder: with great fire comes great responsibility. If you don't ground this energy, you might end up snapping at your barista for giving you almond milk instead of oat. And let's face it, no one needs that karmic drama. So breathe. Center. Feel your feet on the ground. You're not just receiving light, you are the light. Use that fire not to scorch the bridge, but to light the way forward. This moment, right here, is the spark. The beginning of the thing that changes everything. And Leo, if anyone was built to rise with the sun, rule with heart, and dazzle while doing it, it's you. After decades of studying the intricate dance between astrology, human psychology, and a touch of Buddhist wisdom, I can tell you this with certainty, Leo: life will always test your fire, but it's your stillness that reveals your true power. And right now, the universe is offering you a profound invitation not to roar louder, but to respond smarter. Let's start with the truth bomb at the heart of your transformation. Triggers are tests. We all have them, those moments that feel like a cosmic pop quiz you didn't study for. Maybe it's that passive-aggressive coworker. Or your ex texting hey just as Mercury stations direct. Or worse, someone talking over you in a group chat. You feel that heat rise, don't you? That lion energy ready to pounce. But here's where the real growth lies: don't flunk the test by defaulting to chaos. You're a fire sign, yes, but you're also a leader. A king. A queen. A radiant force of conscious action. The Buddhist perspective puts it beautifully: the past is memory, the future is imagination. The present is the only truth. That means your power doesn't live in what happened last year or what might happen next month. It lives here. In this breath. In how you choose to respond right now. That's where your magic is. That's where all manifestation starts, not in some future fantasy, but in present moment clarity. So the next time someone pushes your buttons, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, do I want to react or evolve? Now, let's dive into one of the deeper layers of this Leo glow up, the shadow work. And yes, I know it doesn't sound as fun as manifesting dream vacations or aligning with Venus in the 5th house. But trust me, this part matters. Because the greedy shadow has entered the chat. This shadow isn't just about money. It's about that little voice that tells you your worth is tied to your followers, your title, or how expensive your shoes are. Spoiler alert, it's not. Real talk, Leo, do you want success, or do you want status? There's a difference. Success is fulfillment, joy, peace, purpose. Status? That's the performance, the mask, the illusion. And while Leo does love a little sparkle, your light shines brightest when it comes from within, not from the designer label you're wearing. The Buddha taught that attachment to anything, especially identity, creates suffering. So let go of the idea that more equals better. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simplify. Remember this, your value is not based on your wallet or your watch. You're not here to collect things. You're here to collect truth, experience, growth, meaning. And once you stop confusing validation with value, oh, Leo, you become unshakable. Now let's pivot to something expansive, the arrival of the Skyfather energy. In many traditions, the Skyfather represents the divine masculine, guiding, protective, wise. And whether this energy is showing up through your literal father, a mentor, or simply through the signs in your dreams, it's here for a reason. You're being led. You don't need to have all the answers. In fact, sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is get out of your own way. Zoom out. Like an eagle soaring above the mountain. What do you see when you stop micromanaging the universe? What shifts when you trust that your higher self knows the route, even if your ego doesn't have the GPS? And speaking of divine signs, have you been seeing angel number 22 or 222 lately? That's not coincidence. That's alignment. That's the universe handing you a green light and saying, go for it. Whether it's a relationship, a project, or a healing journey, something is lining up in your favor. You're being guided towards something, or someone, that will help you soar. This is what I call karmic companion energy, a person, opportunity, or experience that feels like home, even if you've never seen it before. Pay attention. Keep your heart open. And when the moment comes, don't hesitate. Which brings us to your final roar, Leo. And trust me, this isn't a whisper. It's a full body, soul-shaking reminder of who you are. You are not meant to play small. You're not here to blend in or dim your shine for anyone's comfort. You are a cosmic lion, stepping into your power in the year of triumph 2025. That's not a tagline, it's your truth. Your purpose. Your season of full alignment. So rebuild your structure. Reclaim your joy. Step back into the version of yourself who leads with heart, lives with purpose, and loves without limits. You are not chasing the light, you are the light. And when you live like you believe that, the entire universe responds. Now, before we wrap this up, if this message stirred something in your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Like, comment, and share this with a fellow Leo who needs to remember their power. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Golden Fortune Leo, because this isn't just a channel. It's a cosmic home for those of us who believe that astrology is a language of the soul, and that destiny is something we co-create. The ancestors have spoken. Spirit has shown up. And now, Leo, it's your move. Go live it loud. Live it true. And above all, live it like the whole universe is watching. Because it is.